Less humid today, sun and clouds, 78, clear and 59 overnight. 61 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560 The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. We mentioned the Socialist Cinderella's appearance at the Met Gala, $35,000 a ticket yesterday. And now there has been a complaint filed with the FEC because she and her boy toy were comped. Well, that's not a nonprofit or a widely attended charitable event. And so that triggers, arguably, FEC in-kind / donation limits, and so $35,000 would run afoul of the individual donation limit, whoever comped her tickets.
She said she was there as part of the working class.
I know.
You can't make this up.
She had taxed the rich on. She's the socialist Cinderella, working class.
I think that ultimately, we're at a very critical point. I think there are some folks who are starting to really understand that this is a very critical conversation for us to be having right now. Other folks have a vested interest in not having that conversation, but our point is to keep organizing and to keep it going. When Aurora and I were first kind of partnered, we really started having a conversation about what it means to be working class women of color at the Met, and we said, we can't just play along, but we need to break the fourth wall and challenge some of the institutions. And while the Met is known for its spectacle, we should have a conversation about it.
Everything's about a conversation. Every time she talks, like, we should have a conversation.
I don't know what
to take it to the next level.
What's the topic?
About the Met, about rich people and the working class at the Met.
All right. The most hilarious thing about it was this dressmaker, this person of color she referred to. Yeah. She referred to immigrant dressmaker. She's from Canada.
From Canada?
Some wag tweeted in response, I'm going to start calling David from George W. Bush's immigrant speechwriter. I love it. For more on the underlying message that was adorning the socialist Cinderella's dress, tax the rich, pleased to be joined by Steve Moore, economist, Wall Street Journal economist, Trumponomics author. Steve.
What are you wearing, Steve?
You need to start. You need to start adorning your suits with responses to AOC's dresses.
I'm gonna put on my suits. Free market capitalism is the best path to prosperity.
You're gonna have a suit the size of J.B. Pritzker's to fit all that,
or long limbs.
Yeah. Look, I think she looks kind of sexy in that dress, actually.
All right, take it easy. Towel yourself off.
No, she's a beautiful woman. If she was 300 pounds, nobody would listen to a word she said.
Yeah, she doesn't do
Trust me.
I do think, I don't know if you guys ever saw that latest Batman movie, but I feel like we're living in this kind of era where, it's just, you have to eat the rich. Don't tax the rich, eat the rich, destroy the rich.
Right.
It's like we're becoming Cuba. We're becoming Venezuela. And it's really I think it's a scary time we live in, actually. I think this all surrounds this, what is now estimated to be a $5 trillion so-called reconciliation bill that has every dingbat left-wing idea that the three of us have been laughing about for the last 5 years, and they're stuffing this in this bill. I've been told that it's going to be, you guys ready for this, 10,000 pages long. How many of the members of Congress are going to read this thing? And right now what is going on as we speak is you've got these 25 and 26-year-old snot-nosed, Ivy League trained progressive kids who are rewriting the laws of America. And let's stick this in here. Let's stick that in here. And we're not even going to know what's in this bill.
But House Democrats plan, to pay for the $3.5 trillion expansion of federal safety net, violates President Biden's pledge not to raise taxes on individuals making less than $400,000 a year. That's a bit of a problem, don't you think?
It is, so that in fact the Ways and Means Committee, which writes the tax bills in the House, is just released their tax plan, and it has large increases in taxes on people who make less than $400,000, even people who make less than $40,000. So there is an energy tax in here. There is a tobacco tax in here. I guess Biden thinks that nobody making less than $400,000 smokes or vapes or drives a car. So you're right. This is going to be really difficult. By the way, it's obvious you can't raise this kind of money from just the top 1%. You just can't. I mean, the Wall Street Journal had a great editorial. I don't know if you guys saw it about a week ago, showing even if you took every penny from Oprah Winfrey and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Dan Proft and all the really, really rich people in this country, it wouldn't have enough money to pay for this bill. You got to go after the middle class if you want to pay for this.
Well, so where do you think Republicans land, those weak sisters in the Senate, some of them, on the proposed tax hikes for corporate and long-term capital gains?
On the Republican side?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's not a single Republican who would. We should be, look, I take this very personally because, as you guys know, I was involved in helping put together the Trump tax bill, which lowered tax rates, got our business tax rates down. We cut the small business tax. We cut our highest in the world corporate tax rate to help American companies compete in the global markets. It was a spectacular success by any possible measure. We had the lowest poverty rate, lowest unemployment rate ever for not just whites, but blacks, Hispanics, Asians, every group that you can think of. And this basically, it not only eliminates the Trump tax cuts, I mean, this actually eliminates basically the Reagan taxes. We're talking about going back to rates as high as we had under Jimmy Carter in the 1970s.
So the
economy was...
Yes. So you don't see, I'm just wanting to get an idea of the landscape here. You don't see any give from the Republican caucuses, particularly in the Senate, where you've got a lot of independent thinkers, any give on the rates or the spending. They're going to take a hard line against both.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy. I mean, this is not a tough call. I mean, this is the single most dangerous bill I have seen in 36 years, probably in 50 years. This bill, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, it is the Green New Deal. It does get rid of state right to work laws. It does raise our tax rates on small businesses to near 50%. It does have all of these special interest provisions. I mean, I could go on and on and on. It does have paid parental leave. Remember 15, 20 years ago, we were debating about whether there should be, parental leave. But remember, it's not going to cost anything, right? It's parental leave. It's just it's paid parental leave. All of these kinds of things, once they get into law, they're going to be extraordinarily difficult to undo. I mean, when's the last time, Dan or Amy, we actually repealed an entitlement program?
Right. Well,
and by the way, this also nationalizes the healthcare system. If you think about, crossing a stream, the first stone in the middle of the stream was Obamacare. And now this basically finishes the job. And you will have a massive increase in Medicare, Medicaid, and Obamacare. And by the way, those programs are going bankrupt. So might as well put even more people on the deck of that Titanic. This is really bad stuff. This is the war of the worlds, folks, and it's going to last for about 4 to 6 weeks. The Democrats want to pass this bill in the next 10 days. Mm-hmm. Raise your hand if you think there's a single Democrat in the House of Representatives that will even know what's in this bill.
They'll pass it to find out what's in it. We've seen that before. And the impact of anything approximating what's been proposed. This from your editorial board there, the Wall Street Journal. Yep. Electricity prices in the UK jumped to a record $490 per megawatt hour. That's a 700% increase from the 2010 to 2020 average. Yep. Germany's electricity benchmark has doubled this year, and other economies experiencing similar spikes in Europe. And that's what we can look forward to here with the energy policy being promoted and attempting to be underwritten by this administration, yes?
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm so glad you brought this up because can we just shift to the great state of Illinois for a minute? I just got a notice from one of my friends who's a conservative working in the state legislature in Springfield that you guys passed a Green New Deal in Illinois.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so stunned by this. By the way, I know the one place in the world that has to worry most about global warming is Chicago, because, Chicago, you got to really worry about it. It's going to get too warm in Chicago. But, this is a state that people in Chicago don't know.
Hey, Steve, you're breaking up on us there. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Illinois has coal. Illinois has natural gas. I mean, why would you pull the plug on Illinois resources? It creates natural gas and coal provide a lot of jobs in the state of Illinois. I am just stunned by the stupidity of this green energy
even
bill
Republicans,
in Illinois.
right? Even Republicans who had nuclear plants in their districts voted for it. So what we're going to do then? We're just going to buy coal and everything we need from our neighboring states, and we'll lose jobs in the process. Because that's what's going to happen.
Except you're not going to be able to get them from neighboring states, so now we're going to have to get the coal from China.
And I've got some good news, though, on that front. The Research Institute for Farm Animal Biology in Dummersdorf, Germany. You're familiar with it.
Yes.
They have, of course. They've successfully trained cows to potty in so-called moolus, which is a designated pen lined with astroturf where cows can safely urinate without threatening the environment.
This is the best news I've heard in months.
It's going to revolutionize.
We all know the leading cause of global warming is cow flatulence.
And the nitrous oxide in their urine. The nitrous oxide in their urine.
Stop them from farting. This is going to save the planet from global warming.
Okay, if you want to make light of it, but the Germans are trying to help us with, and this is cow country here. And, sure.
Well, see, the other thing we need is we just need less people on the planet. If there were just less people, because the only problem with the Earth is there's too many people on it right now.
That's what the Democrats think.
We get rid of people, we're not going to have a global warming problem.
Well, we're going to need the welfare state to make up for the decline in incomes. American incomes fell 3% last year, and to the extent they've rebounded this year, it's being eaten up by inflation, although somehow 5.3% inflation, as reported yesterday, was good news.
Well, the inflation is running way ahead of wages and salaries right now. So what you're seeing in the first 5 months under Biden's presidency is a decline in real incomes. Because your paycheck may be higher, but guess what? The purchasing power of your paycheck is going down. So for the last 4 months, inflation has been higher than wages and salaries. And so this is Jimmy Carter, right? We all remember that. Oh gosh, it used to cost $100 for your groceries. Now it costs $120 for your groceries.
He is Steve Moore, economist, Wall Street Journal columnist, Trumponomics author. Steve, thank you.
Okay, guys, have a great week.
You too. Yep, you too. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy